We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity with Legacy Partners. And there's a high statistical probability that you're not going to pay attention to what I'm saying today. So I don't know what to do about that, other than make you mad. So we're going to be talking about coffee connections. So how do you use coffee connections to build your business, any business? But some of our best clients over the years have come, Action Vision clients have come through Coffee Connection. And so Coffee Connection is a wonderful, powerful tool in being able to do this. What's the key, Cheryl and Elaine, to making sure that, what's most important for coffee people to turn Coffee Connection, where it's helping Cheryl and all the other legacy partners to turn Coffee Connection into business? What's the most important thing?
If you mentioned me by name on that, I would say phone calls.
Is that gonna
Connection.
help you turn Coffee Connection into business for your business?
Is that going to help me?
Yeah.
Potentially, yes. For me, anyway.
So is that going to help you pay the bills?
Oh, no, not that way. I'm sorry. It helps me with phone calls, to do phone calls. Otherwise, that will help me make money.
How?
Oh, okay. That was kind of a weak. Oh, what happened?
How?
What does that mean? Oh, how?
Yeah, how are you going to go ahead and use phone calls and Coffee Connection to make money, to bring you business, to pay your bills?
No, I'm not going to use Coffee Connection to do that. Which, yes, I could invite people.
Why not? You could potentially call people that you think need or you think want to have the extra help, which in turn, if you can bring those in, help those get the help they need, then you would in turn make money.
Yes. And then it does help with my confidence on doing the phone calls, because a lot of those names on there, I can't put a face to it. I don't know who they are. I don't know what kind of people they are. So I just get on there and do my thing as far as talking to them. And then like Thursday night when I was doing that, I was like, okay, what's different on these than doing the biggest challenge love help on calls? And especially
these you have a deadline. Those we didn't make a deadline for you. So if we made a deadline for you that you have to do it and you will be held accountable for it, then you would do it. But these you do because if you don't do, nobody shows up, then it's going to lead back to you.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Questions?
I don't have any.
So there's a system, it's called the Backy system. And the Backy system will grow any group. It'll grow a podcast group, like the Saturday calls. It'll grow Coffee Connection. And what it's Backy is BACEE. It's before. So communicate before whatever the meeting is, before the coffee. We're going to use Coffee Connection, but it can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make money from the Saturday calls too. you can make money from these calls directly.
Okay.
And so, Saturday, if you talk to somebody during the week and you want like a one-on-one, you can invite them to this call. Somebody shows up, 1 or 2 or 3 people show up. I talk to them about their biggest challenge, specifically, and that can turn into money, business. So you have to communicate before the meeting.
Okay.
You have to communicate after the meeting.
Right.
You have to be consistent, like a machine, with the BA and the EE, which is BA is before and after. And then you have to communicate in an exciting way. And then you have to communicate with intention to enlarge the group, to grow the group through participation. So it's called BACI. Questions? And which of those 5
So
things?
you're exciting.
Go ahead.
So you're exciting, communicate in an exciting way. That would be, or could be in the way that we send out the emails, correct?
Correct. So it's the bold, it's the, color behind the text. It's joking, it's kind of ribbing. It's how in writing you need to convey some sass or humor or interest or tears. When somebody reads the email, it has to trigger some type of emotion.
Yeah.
Questions?
Nope.
So here are things you do before a meeting. Here are some things you do after a meeting. Here are some things that you do consistently. Here are some things you do in an exciting and entertaining way. And here are some on how do you specifically enlarge the group.
Okay.
So this document is 17 pages long.
Okay, where did you find that?
You can I'll give you access to it.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
So to do a group, to do a coffee connection, again, or any group, this is what happens. So, questions?
Um, no, trying to process that.
Yeah, I might, when I read that more or whatever, I might have more questions, but right now I don't. As far as for that specific thing
And
that you just sent us.
so what I'm trying to do is build reflexes within both of you and anybody who's watching this, anyone who's going through Legacy Partners. I'm seeking to help them build reflexes.
Okay.
And so, Elaine, what's your number 1 reflex?
Dish to other people.
So when you do you have the skill or the discipline or the relationship. You have the discipline and then either skill or relationship to get other people to watch this.
Good question. I don't know.
Cheryl, do you have the skill and or the relationship, the discipline first? The discipline is I have to go ahead and have two people watch this. Like Elaine and I are watching this live, which is infinitely easier than watching a podcast, the rebroadcast of the podcast.
Right.
Like watching a rebroadcast, I never watch podcasts. Like I just don't.
Well, you're on them, so
Yeah.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. So, but other people aren't. And so do you both have the discipline to make sure two people watch this?
I mean, it would be easy to send it, but to be actually then to follow up,
Yeah.
probably not so much to make sure that they actually did watch it.
So is that going to change after this podcast?
Well, I'll make a change.
Right?
I'll just bug them and bug them and bug them until I get an answer.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Be
Because you're,
persistent like that founder.
what's that?
Be persistent like the founder.
Right. Right. And then so if you both take that away from this podcast, then I'm going to bug two people to watch this podcast. And pretty much any podcast that I go through or Coffee Connection that I go through, I'm going to go ahead and bug two people to get them to watch it.
Mhm.
Now, you both have an advantage, a huge advantage.
Why? Because we're a woman?
No,
And
'cause we're not.
and moms.
Oh.
And so
Okay.
you're both, really good at it, at getting people to do things they don't want to do. I mean, you probably don't think you're good at it, but some of it's persistence. It's like you're relentless. And so as people mature around you, you don't have to be as persistent. You don't have to bug them and bug them. And so if you have to bug your husband or your children, you don't have a lot of energy left to bug peers.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to go ahead and bug people. It just is. It's just hard. It's hard work to bug people. So the hard part is not getting two people to watch this podcast. What's the hard part?
The discipline on doing it.
Well, that's not the hard part. What's the
Okay.
hard part?
Getting them to reply back.
That's hard, but that's hard. Like, you want me to watch it and actually tell you what I think? Yes. Okay. But there's something even harder than that, far harder.
Okay. Not sure what you're looking for there.
Discipline.
See, you impact two people. I impact two people on this call. Unless, of course, you both impact two people, then how many people have I impacted?
4,
Actually, 6.
2.
Because if you both impact two
Okay,
people, that's
yeah.
4 plus you two.
Yeah.
So I've
Yep.
impacted 6 people. Is that good?
Better than 2.
Better than 2, right? But not as good as what?
Hundreds. I don't know, thousands.
Right. Because my life vision is 8 billion, right? So most people
Right.
are happy if they impact 2. Yay! I impacted 2. Excellent, excellent. Man, wow, you're a rock star. With me, and I'm not saying that, I'm not degrading or denigrating that. Like, I just love when people impact anybody.
Right.
And so if those 4 people each impact 2 people, how many then have I impacted?
6 times 2.
See, my mind can't go that fast.
Right. It's,
But yeah,
That's
it's
12.
14.
14. That was off 2. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, 'cause it's 4 people, so that'd be 8 more people plus the 6. And so I think it'd be 14. And so
Yeah.
this is what's called the ART system, or I'm sorry, ART, the atomic ripple reaction tree. And so Emily and I discovered this, created this when we were looking at bringing peace to the Middle East. And so in the solution library, if you go to ART, I think it's I think it's like B4. And then I go down here. Yeah, B4-7. And so what this is the crazy dancing man video.
Mhm.
So I've broken this into a science. It's an absolute science. So people watch that movie, they're like, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Okay, it is cool. But how do you get it into a system? How do you create a movement? So I go ahead and I started off and I do both of you. It's not easy, but you both make it fairly easy because you show up, you participate, and then the hard part is to get you to do 2 more. But what's harder than that is to get them to each do 2 more. And then what's even harder than that is to get them to do each 2 more.
Yeah.
And so before you know it, you have 30. But it's hard because we're selfish. We're just human beings that are selfish. So when we're going to the coffee connection, will you both go ahead and be intentional and disciplined about talking about to those 15 people about, about this great podcast that you guys sat in on this morning?
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Okay. So if there's 15 people that show up today, okay, what if each one of those came back next month and each brought 2 people?
Yeah.
Then we'd have 45 people.
Yeah.
And so each of these here, has a role. Of course they do, Mark. So this is the founder. Interesting. You'd think this was all planned out, right? And so then number 1 is goal setting. Number 2 role is follow up. Number 3 is drive. 4 is communication, accountability, teacher, thinking different. So there's 31 roles here. And these 31 roles, many would say I have strong proficiency in all 31 of these. I've written on all of them. There's white papers on most of them. And so if I go into this role, go to art roles. Here's the role. So what's the role? So there's an art roles, there's art pods, art host, art mentor, art buddies. And so there's a art host and there's a podcast on that. And then there's role one, which is, goal setting, WIFN, what's in it for me? There's a short, these are like, I don't know, 10-minute videos, 7-minute videos. So there's all these roles. As you become stronger in the roles, then you go ahead and become a better business person, a stronger business person, where you understand things. Like you understand how to run a business better than most business owners run. This is one of my favorite videos that Jonathan created. It was actually from a Coffee Connection in Illinois. And so it's titled Leverage. Power of 3 multiplied. Are you seeking to earn more and work less? Every business owner you talk to, every business owner that out there wants to do that. And at the same time, impact the lives of people. Huh. You mean I can earn more, work less, and I can make a difference in people's lives? Uh-huh. The Atomic Ripple Reaction team or tree, the ART, A-R-R-T. Choose 2 people. It's that simple. This is Kevin King. He used to MC the ones in Illinois. Man, that guy, talented, funny, unbelievable, unbelievable. And then he had 3 strokes. And now he needs 24-hour care. This is Ski Skawaski out on the East Coast. You guys could call him and say, hey, I saw you on a video. He would like that. Help them discover their WIFM. What's in it for me? Learning to be selfish in a selfless way. So how do I go? This is, I don't know who that is. This is Jonathan's wife, Megan, right here. You help each of them choose 2 people as the atomic ripple starts to ripple out. One ripple equals 3 people. 2 ripples equals 7. 3 ripples equal 15. 4, 30, 5, 90, 6, 210, 7, 450, 8, 930, 9, 1890, 10, 38, 110, 11, 7,650, and 12, 15,330 people.
That's amazing.
Right? Right? The bottom line is that you will help a lot of people and they will help you. Questions?
How come we can never get it past those 2 people? You get it to 2 people, but you can never get it past that.
Right?
I don't know, maybe and I'm saying this for myself, maybe we need to be harder on the 2 people that we're focusing on. so that they're harder on the people they're focusing on. I don't know.
right?
Okay.
Question?
No. Guess with the next with that mindset, how do we get the people that we're losing from Coffee Connection? How do we get those back? The ones that say that they're not interested anymore.
So connects back into their biggest challenge and love help with their WOW income goal, and their personality.
So I need to sit down and I need to figure that out and then bring that up when I call them.
Right. If you use their biggest challenge, that's typically pain. You use what they love help with, that's often pleasure. So it's the data, it's the information, it's the card, the 5x7 card that we have filled out, the action card, that data. See, when somebody says no, most people hear NO. I hear KNOW. Tom's the one that taught me this. So
Yeah.
if somebody says no to me, I hear KNOW. What they're saying to me, I hear them saying to me is, Mark, I don't know what you know. So what I need to do is help them to know what I know. Because if they knew what I know, they would say yes.
Okay.
Most people, when they hear no, so they just stop.
Yeah.
And is it because they don't care? It's not. It's because they care at a certain level, a certain frequency. So they're not confident. They're not confident in that they can bring them value. And so it's okay, I mean, it's okay. It's just, they're not going to be able to help people very much, which is okay. It's fine. I mean,
Not really.
well, if that's what God's called them to do, not really help people. I mean, one of my brothers I am so thankful for them. I mean, one of my brothers once said, like in disgust to me, he said, Mark, it's like you think you can like help everybody in the world. I'm like, okay. like, I understood, he wasn't told at 8 years old that, he was average to below average, or that. So people don't think that they can impact people. And so, they don't think they can impact them. And so they're right. They can't. Henry Ford said, if you believe a thing to be true or believe it not to be true, either way, you're right. So because people don't believe they can impact people, they can't. They're right. They're absolutely right. They can't impact people.
Yep.
But it's not for the reasons they think they can. And so, anyways, great podcast. I hope this one gets processed. I hope it gets shared to other people. And then I hope that you are intentional, because those two people you share it with, they won't be any more caring than you are. They won't think, well, I need to share it with two people. Or if they do, they'll do it passively. Like, you want to watch this? No. Okay. Like, it's whatever you want. Just do whatever you want, And so, and that's okay, I guess. I guess it's okay, right? So if you have any questions on this, what I would do, definitely, you listen to this, the person who invited you or the people who are involved in whatever, email them and say, this is the video, this is the podcast that I did. Give it the title, the URL, say, this is what I learned. This is the action I'm going to take from what I learned, and this is what I learned next. See, I've pushed people really, really hard often it doesn't work out so well. It seems to, for me or them, but there are times that it does work out really, really well. And man, does that feel good. And it gives you confidence, like, I have something to offer people. I have something that's life-changing for people. But sometimes I have to work hard. Sometimes I have to do things I'm not comfortable doing. I have to work hard. I have to take risk. That person may not like me. And then I have to make sacrifices. That person may create trauma. Oh, great work, ladies. You both are amazing. Keep up the good work. If you have any questions, connect with the individual who invited you, your art mentor, your two art buddies. Call 888-230-2300, outside the US 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.